Morning, folks. Bill Gallagher here for your source of daily death and taxes. We're continuing to just play the sort of like stock D&T deck list that I'm thinking about playing for the GP. Just to flash that on screen for a second here, because we don't have the convenience of my sponsor Cardboard Live for YouTube videos. We've got Crusader, Prelate, and Jailer, as well as Tomic in our flex slots. 1 Cavernous Souls, 3 Caracas as far as main deck lands go. And the sideboard's pretty stock looking. It was a hard one. Vial's really good. We have 2 dead cards that we simply don't have the mana for. We can't cast our removal spell. And, like, if this Vial gets countered or thought seized, we're in trouble. If I only had 1 piece of equipment, I think I would keep this, but I think there's just too much awkwardness going on here that I'd rather mulligan and find a safer hand. This is much better, and we'll just toss back a Revoker with this hand. All right. Good game. We're done. We're done. So the question now becomes, do I actually play out this Ether Vial, or do I just like try to take the Swords of Plowshares on the Elf and hope that I can strand what is in their hand? I don't think that Swords to Plowsharing this Elf sets me up for a win. The Aether Vial over time can provide a large amount of advantage, so I'm going to hope that I can get a more valuable creature here. Well, you know, if that's the worst thing that they can do to me, so be it. That's pretty good. So rather than, like, physically remove the Fyndhorn Elves, I'm just going to revoke it. The other line that I could have taken is Swords to Plowshares this, Wasteland that. The thing about that, though, is if I take that line, I can't actually Sanctum Prelate on the next turn, and putting that on 4 and shutting off Natural Order as an out is kind of a huge deal. This is devastating. So now we get Wirewood Symbiote plus Rex Sage Bounce shenanigans, blowing up my Revoker, and then my opponent can like play something else or crash in for 2. So let's shut off Natural Order as an out. With the plan of next turn, casting a Mom, destroying a Cradle, and Swords to Plowsharing, probably Wirewood Symbiote. That's actually super annoying. It means that all of the creatures can attack now, and I can't actually block and trade in combat. So we'll be looking for something like a Stoneforge Mystic to try and stabilize the game. Okay, that is something like it. So am I still Wastelanding? Probably not. I may on the following turn. The only thing that wasting the Gaia's Cradle will go and shut off Hardcast Craterhoof or Giant Green Sun for Craterhoof. Okay, so here's how we're going to do this. We're going to nug the Wirewood Symbiote now, prior to blocks. Opponent has bounced their Rex Sage. I'm going to go ahead and take out the Fyndhorn Elves here. My opponent can then pump this one, turn it into a 2-3, which is why I'm not blocking here. My opponent keeping their Rex Sage held back. Alright. So now we take out this Cradle. We take out that Pendelhaven so I can hold the ground better. I play a Mother of Runes. And I think I need to go ahead and attack in with the Crusader. I can take 2 from the Nettle Sentinel if I do that, but I'll deal 4 in return, and I think I'm going to become the aggressor over the next few turns, so all in all, I think I'm fine with this. Yep, that is as expected. Somewhat surprised to not see a Nettle Sentinel attack there. So now we have Stoneforge Mystic for Jete. My opponent does have Reclamation Sage, so I'm only going to go and get 1 set of triggers with whatever equipment that I get. I'm going to think about this for 1 second. So if I get Umezawa's Jete, next turn, if I draw a land, I can wipe their board. If I get Sword of Fire and Ice, I can hit for 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If I just get Sword of Fire and Ice, then 1 more hit with Crusader is lethal. If I get Jite and I pumped after combat, I would hit for 6 the second time and 2 the first time, so it's just 8. So it's probably just better to get Sword of Fire and Ice and try to end this game in 1 shot. Which is weird because this isn't normally the piece of equipment that you want to fetch in the matchup. If I didn't have specifically Mirror and Crusader for the double strike, then it's just absolutely still Jite. Alright, let's see what you can do with your Glimpse. I know one of those cards is Rex Sage. Ooh, Elvish Reclaimer. My opponent may have Dark Depths combo in their deck. If I knew Elves deck lists a little bit better, I could get a feel for whether or not there's actually natural orders in this deck list. But I haven't been following Julian's madman trip into Merit Lodge Town. Opponent drew pretty well off this glimpse. But it doesn't matter. I got the land. We put that into play. We equip that there. Murder, 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 murder. Alright, we usually don't get game one of this matchup, so that's a pretty big deal. I am going to take a minute to do some research before I sideboard. So the first random deck list I see does not have natural order in it. That looks like an EDH deck. That's no good. Or wait, it's Julian 23 on Moto, not It's Julian. Alright. Legacy Elves. Julian Elves. That's the wrong deck list. Okay, I don't have time to figure this out. Alright. Sorry, YouTube. Alright, so I want Chalice. We'll consider Needle. We'll consider Path. Probably won't consider Council's Judgment. Definitely do not want Palace Jailer. Thalias are medium at best. There's some negative synergy going on here. I can probably just like trim a mom since I'm bringing in chalices. I mean, turn 1 Source of Plowshare, turn 2 Chalice. We're not getting much better than that. See if we can steal one here. Like, literally whatever it is, I will Source to Plowshares it. I don't really know how I feel about this whole, like, Elvish Reclaimer version of Elves that's running around as of right now. That's an interesting draw, because that incentivizes me to Source of Plowshares this, Wasteland that, then go for Chalice of the Void the following turn. Humorously, Tomic is going to serve as a hate card for my opponent's Dark Depths package if they're playing one, which I'm assuming they are. Negative synergy. I will use Recruiter of the Guards ability. And I think we're going to go for, like, Stoneforge and Jitte here. Like, there's other options, but that seems like an easy way to try to get a lights out in this matchup. Boo. Boo. Looks like we're going to get another Tomic hit, though, so that's cool. I'm going to play out another Chalice on one. In case my opponent has like a Rex Sage or something like that, I don't want to turn all their 1-drops back on. I want them to like need something like Wirewood plus Rex Sage in order to get through these. Right now I just need to buy time. I also need to not put it on my Tomic. That's very important here. We will just be taking out a Findhorn Elves here, make it harder to cast a Reclamation Sage and blow up my Jitte. It's still a scenario that I foresee as being pretty likely. Oh my god. Oh baby. Oh baby. We're going to take the pump here. We'll get another piece of equipment. I don't want to speak too soon, but it feels like we've beaten Elves, YouTube. It feels like we've done it. Oh my gosh. We beat Elves. That's not supposed to happen. It's a good start to a league. See you tomorrow, folks.